It's Will Baker. Sends one out to deep right center field. French is going back. He's at the wall. Goodbye. A 3-run, 2-out bomb for Will Baker. He gets his second career home run. And the Jackets jump in front here in the second.
3-1. That's out to deep right center field. It is over. Rylan Galvan calls game. And 5th-ranked Texas sweeps 3rd-ranked Georgia. 4-3-10. Wow. It's a chilly Sunday in Austin as we welcome you in for a top 5 showdown in the SEC where the 5th-ranked Texas Longhorns try to sweep the 3rd-ranked Georgia Bulldogs. Texas has taken sole control of the top spot in the SEC, courtesy of their first 2 wins in this series. Arkansas and LSU a half game back each. Tennessee losing 2 games yesterday to Texas A&M. And we welcome you inside UFCU Dish Falk Field alongside the former Longhorn Ty Harrington. I'm Jack Benjamin. So Georgia looked like they had a pretty good response from the Game 1 loss, scored the first 4 runs yesterday, and then Texas got it rolling in that 5-run 7th inning.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia got off to a great start, right?
With Coach Mo, Bobby Miranda, Jack Benjamin with you. These are 2 proud programs with a lot of history. They haven't matched up, though, since 1995. Here we are 30 years later with the 2 meeting as ACC foes. What do you expect out of the weekend?
Oh, I love it. Traditional powers, different coast, right? And here we are in the ACC on a Friday night. Golden Spikes winners, first-round picks, several major league players from both programs getting ready to go head-to-head.
And we've got a couple of terrific sophomores to spotlight off the top. Jaron Advincula for Cal, as good a second baseman as you'll find in America with the start he's off to.
Well, this guy hits well in every quadrant of the strike zone. This guy is a player.
He has been outstanding so far this year. Speaking of outstanding, that is Drew Burress in a nutshell. What can't this guy do?
Everybody's All-American, last year's Freshman of the Year.
That's hammered. Deep right center field. Forget about it. Tennessee leads. A moonshot for Kavares Tears. 1-0. Drills into center field and down. 1 run is in. Schaus gets the wave around third. Throw to the plate. Bounces away. It's a 2-run single for Von Lackey. And Georgia Tech gets some insurance here in the 8th. It's 8-5. Ensley drills it to left. That one is a no-doubter. Goodbye. It got out of here in the blink of an eye. Crowd's into it. Payoff pitch. Sent out to deep left fields. Track, wall, gone. First career grand slam for Billy Amick. And they've blown it wide open. 15-3 in the 5th.
Dylan Volantis looking for what would be a 7th strikeout. The 1-2. He got him. How about the true freshman Dylan Volantis? He's been violent on the bump today for Texas. 7 strikeouts, a career best. 3 scoreless, dazzling innings of relief. And the Longhorns will have a chance to walk it off in the 9th. Well, Von Lackey to lead off the game. How about a solo shot the opposite way, rewarding Danny Hall for putting him in the leadoff spot for the 2nd straight day. First time in his career hitting leadoff. And we welcome you inside the booth with Coach Mo doing a tutorial. So how has Von Lackey been so good?
This is why the Georgia Tech hitters do such a great job. There's a 1, a 2, and a 3 contact spot on a baseball. Lackey entered today 2 hits to the backside, 1 being a home run. Entered with a 1, which means on this side of the baseball, he enters in with the 1 and exits on a 2. And that's how you backspin a ball to right center, okay? You never want to exit on a 3, and I'll show you where a 3 is. A 3 would be over here. That's how you roll the ball over.
You got to pitch me one, right? I got to just work on what we're just talking about.
I'll pitch you one, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw a breaking ball and make you come around and hit a 3. How's that sound? I'm going to make him hit a 3. He's not going to hit a line drive off of me. It's not going to happen.
That's why I hung it up after 9th grade in terms of my baseball prowess.
Home half of the fourth. Cal leads 18th-ranked Georgia Tech 1-0. Golden Bears trying to salvage the final game of this 3-game series after Georgia Tech won the first 2. The Jackets have already clinched 5 ACC series wins, one more than all of last year. Big part of that has been putting Von Lackey in the leadoff spot. It has paid dividends for Danny Hall. How about going 5 for 10, batting first for the first time in his career over this weekend?
Such a great athlete, really improving every second he's on the baseball field. You think about out of high school, barely recruited, and now one of the top catchers in the country, in my opinion. And he'll be a very high pick next year.
Of course, part of
the 2026 draft.
And I was going to say, that wouldn't be anything new. We'll look at some of those names that he joins. Catcher U here at Georgia Tech.
Right, we have to add Mike Nickius to that list as well, who was an outstanding catcher for us in the early 2000s, who played in the big leagues. Played in the 2003 and 2005 ACC championship teams. Yes.
So many
quality.
So many great ones. On an 0-2, Lackey chops it left side, and that goes off the glove of Cade Campbell, who made one of the great pick plays you'll see lasting to turn that 5-4-3 double play. This one just bounces off his glove, and Lackey reaches to start off the fourth.
That's amazing. That's amazing right there because, I mean, Campbell has really good hands. We've seen that already this weekend, and that was what's called a short hop, less than 6 inches, and it just didn't quite center in the leather there. Bounces right out. Played it one hand like you're supposed to, and came up empty.
Well, they just scored an E5. So an error on the Cal defense, and now Drew Burris taking strike one at 91.
The Cal pitchers have done such a good job locating what they want to do, how they want to attack Drew Burris this weekend. Pitching on the L. The L being close to your body and then drawing an L down and away. You saw that first pitch, that was down and away. Now they went kind of up and in.
Now remember, he entered the series, his prior 8 games before Friday, hitting .455 over his last 8. So they've been able to contain him. You're never going to fully slow him down, but again, it just has not been very much hard contact off of his bat this weekend. And a grand total of 2 for 10. He's struck out 3 times. He has still reached base safely in 53 consecutive games dating back to last year. Lackey off first. He can run. Burris, slow roller up the third base line. That's going to stay fair for an infield hit. Go figure. His 3 hits this weekend.
Wow.
A grand total of what, maybe 140 miles per hour between the 3 off the bat?
We didn't get that one to register. It was probably 40, I'd say at the most. That's a swinging butt hit right there.
Just how he drew it up.
And with Drew Burris' speed, no shot for Campbell to make a play.
Making a 54-game on-base streak, by the way, dating back to the final 18 last year, and he's reached in all 36 games this year. He is now 2 games shy of tying Richard Lewis for the 5th longest on-base streak in Georgia Tech program history. And now Alex Hernandez with 2 on and nobody out.
Something cooking right here for the Jackets. And Alex Hernandez is hot as any hitter in the nation currently.
Well, he grounded out into a double play his first time. That was the first time he had been retired all weekend long. It was the first time he had gotten out since the 4th inning against Auburn on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's the first time this weekend and this week that he's rolled over on an off-speed pitch to the pull side. Does a nice job of hitting the ball to the right center gap.
De La Torre deals, and Hernandez sends it foul. Now, the one thing De La Torre has done for the most part, we did see a couple of 3-ball counts in that first inning, but he's gotten ahead of most of these hitters.
Yes, absolutely. And he has that beautiful ride fastball. You just saw it at 93.
Look at that number, 10 first pitch strikes of 12 batters faced. Another 0-2. And Hernandez drills it out to right center field. It's a long run for French, converging with the center fielder Gwynn, who makes the catch, crashing into the wall. What a play by Seth Gwynn in center field. Lackey heads up to tag to third. That ball was hit a long way, and frankly, the first 2 of this series, that ball probably clears the fence.
Quality play. Hernandez hitting that ball at 101 off the barrel, and French basically outruns the ball. Had to figure out the wall, the catch. That's a very, very high-level Division I play.
Yeah, French and Gwynn were converging. Gwynn ends up getting over there in the gap. He had to run a long way. A long way. Well, that's terrific.
That could have easily been a double or a triple and driving 2 runs.
He was mostly a left fielder a year ago for Cal. He's moved into center field, and he's done a tremendous job for Mike New in this defense. Certainly saved at least one, if not a couple of runs there. Lackey does move to third base 90 feet away for the tying run for Georgia Tech. And let's see now if Caleb Daniel can get himself going. 0 for 9 in the series. Left side of the infield wide open with the shift on for him.
Caleb's been a little pull this weekend.
What would the adjustment be?
Yeah, you just got to get on top of the baseball. Think about getting on top of the baseball and driving a ball like a ground ball at the shortstop. That'll probably center him with his barrel. It'll probably be a fly ball somewhere deep.
Well, he turns on that one foul.
You almost have to exaggerate sometimes when you're in a situation. Okay, I flew out, I got under the ball to left field last time. So let's over-adjust, try to think on top, and that will make you center that baseball where I want to make contact.
Ball and a strike, runners in the corners, and 1 out in the 4th for Georgia Tech.
So he's just a little bit under. That's a pretty good pitch to hit. 94-mile-per-hour fastball.
We've seen Oliver De La Torre get it up there 94, 95 today.
He's a big dude. The ball comes out. Looks even firmer than it is.
And again, 6'4", 225 sophomore. One, two, and a pitch out. So they were thinking that maybe Burris was considering running. Now, is this a spot, if you're Danny Hall and Georgia Tech, where you think about getting some motion?
I would run right here. I would run right here. 2-2. Some motion.
And Burris, a terrific base runner. 8 for 9 stealing. Lackey at third, Burris at first. Georgia Tech down 1 in the 4th. 2-2. Hit sharply left side and through. First hit of the weekend for Caleb Daniel is an RBI single to tie the game at 1 in the 4th.
Exactly what we talked about. Get on top of the ball, try to hit a ground ball at the shortstop. There's a hole there because of the shift. That will get Daniel going. Watch him get on top of the baseball. That's perfect hitting for him right now to get him hot again.
It's almost like you know what you're talking about.
You think?
What a great approach from the true freshman from Cartersville, Georgia. He knocks in his 22nd run of the year as Lackey touches home. We're tied at 1. Still just 1 out for Georgia Tech. So 3 of the first 4 to bat in the 4th have reached. And now Carson Curse. Strike 1, good breaker over the outside from De La Torre.
Carson Curse understands situational baseball as well. Very impressed with his baseball knowledge, his feel. He's just a sophomore. He understands what he needs to do in these situations. Through the middle to the backside.
Shows a bunt and fouls it back.
And he'll bunt. He'll drag bunt, push bunt. He has a lot of weapons, a lot of tools in the bag for Coach Ramsey to work with.
Well, he's got some baseball in his blood. Grandfather James played pro ball with the Greenville Lions, the Montgomery Rebels, and the Macon Peaches in 1949. Go back a ways with those teams. And he hits one here out to deep left. Schmidt is back on the warning track to make the catch. Burris can easily tag from third and score. And Georgia Tech grabs the lead in the fourth.
Nice job right there. Carson Curse, so good with runners in scoring position, understanding what he needs to do, keeping the ball off the ground, getting the ball to the outfield. The 405 hitter with runners in scoring position sees a ball up in the strike zone, capitalizes on that, drives it deep enough, Jackets up by 1.
How about sack fly number 33 on the season for Georgia Tech? And Carson Curse is fourth. This is a group, again, that is second nationally in sack flies, only behind Clemson.
Like we talked about yesterday, 2 programs that offensively, and they refuse to pull balls on the ground with runners in scoring position, those type of situations. That's where you see those sack flies come into play. You stay inside the baseball and backspin it.
Giesler takes a strike. Count is now 1-1. Number 21 in gold, of course, wearing that 21 in honor of the late, great Jim Poole. 2-time captain on this team, 6th-year guy. At number 21, one of the highest honors you can be awarded in this Georgia Tech program. And oh, by the way, Giesler yesterday, partner, with his home run, the 3-run bomb in the 5th, hit his 21st career home run. So go figure.
Oh, there you go.
Wearing number 21, he hit number 21.
21 for 21.
Jim Poole, of course, passing in October 2023 of ALS, but legacy lives on. What a great thing Danny Hall has done with this tradition.
And my favorite story of Jim Poole was the alumni games we used to play. He'd come back, and he'd been retired for many years, and he would dominate our teams. And we were number 1 in the country, and he'd dominate them for a couple innings.
Grounder left side. That's Campbell, and across the diamond in time. Side retired, but not before the Jackets jump in front for the first time. It's a 2-run 4th inning for Georgia Tech. They lead at 2-1 as we go to the 5th here in Atlanta.